Good morning, everyone. I'm Laura and I'm the Curry Stitcher. I want to welcome you to my channel about cross stitch. Today is June 1st, 2022, and I'm here to show you my stitching and finishing in May of 2022. So let's get right into it. On my stitching goals in April that I completed in May, because we had a lot going on in April, were to stitch 5 hours on Autumn Whimsies and 5 hours on Christmas Village. Okay, I hope it doesn't get too loud or sunny out here. It's a little warm today, so but this is Autumn Whimsies. And I worked on, I believe I worked on this one. Let's see if I'm right. Yes, that is the one I worked on. Forever Grateful. I started and finished it. I only have one to do. It might have taken me a little more than 5 hours, but it was a quick, easy stitch. So this series is completed. This is all of them. This one says Autumn, Give Thanks. There's some pumpkins and Forever Grateful. And I will finish these on little pillows in the fall, I think. Once again, Autumn Whimsies by Scissor Tail Designs. Really cute. I didn't use the fancy floss. I just used DMC. The next one I had for April that I finished in May was to stitch on one of these Christmas ornaments. And I've stitched and completed that one, but I'm working on the bakery. I think that's the bakery. And close up. These are beautiful, but they are full coverage and a lot of work. So I had some of this in here, but not much. And this is the bakery window stuff, and without the back stitching, it just looks like blobs of color. But what it is it's the bakery window, the treats in the bakery window. So, and I'm using the kit threads and kit fabric, and I'll show you the one that I had finished a good while back. But I've had this kit forever, but I love these ornaments. I think they're gorgeous. So I plan on stitching all 6, but it may take me years. So okay, I'm stopping and starting my video a lot so you don't have to hear the crinkling, and I don't have to edit that much. I'm just stopping it and starting back up. But my May stitching goals were all completed, and one of them was a new start of Prairie Schooler October that I showed you in my last video. And one of them was to finish Calling Cardinal, and I showed you that one in my last video. So my May stitching goals were folk eggs, 5 hours, and I worked on this one, I believe it's this one. We'll see, but I know where it is on the fabric, so I can, yes it is. It's the one with the peacock in it. And I'm stitching it on 14 count black Aida with the called for DMC threads. And I've gotten 4 of them complete in the series. And next year, I don't plan to have any series. Like, I want to stitch some bigger pieces and you know, get some real progress on my big, huge pieces. So Prairie Schooler folk eggs and anything like the monthly Advent animals, the monthly calendar series, I'm probably not gonna focus on those next year. So, but this year it's all about getting them finished and making some progress on them. So another May stitching goal was to stitch 5 hours on Merry Christmas by, I'm going to put the name up because I cannot pronounce it. I'll show you my stitching card, but it's Couleur d'Etoile, maybe. I'm terrible at that, but I'm stitching it on 32 count linen from Hobby Lobby, hand dyed by me using evening blue RIT dye, and I double dipped it to get the modeling, but I'm stitching 2/2 using DMC 5200, and I will try and show you a picture of the chart, not the chart, the pattern, but this is my progress. I think I worked on this one and this one, maybe this one. It's hard to see it, and it's blowing out real bad. But this is, it's a big one. It's a very big one. It is beautiful. It's going to be so pretty in the winter. Like, I could keep this one up. It says Merry Christmas on it, so I can't keep it up all year, but it's very wintry looking. I love it. So those were my May stitching goals that I completed, and I did some extra stitching. On May 19th, I started Let Love Rain by Teresa Kogut, and I'm going to try and show you a better picture that shows the whole design without showing you any charts. But it's a big one. Let's see, I love the browns and the blues together. I want to give you the stitch count. It's 294 stitches by 390, so it's very big. On 40 count linen, 1/2, it's going to be 14 3/4 inch by 19.5, so it's a big one. But I am so enjoying this. It uses mostly DMC, but there's 2 Onyx and Oscar Weeks Dye Works threads called for, but you could always use the DMC. But I think the Oscar, you know, really adds a lot to the green parts of this sampler. I'm stitching it on 1/2 on 40 count platinum by Zweigart. I couldn't, they didn't have the called for fabric, which was, let me see what the called for was on this. XG Design Grandma Slip. So I couldn't get that one, but I think this will work. Okay, so I believe I told you in my last video that I didn't meet a lot of finishing goals. I had some in March, April. I met all the ones in just a couple. Most of them were in April, but I have March, April, and May finishing goals in May that I met. Most of them involve the Advent animals, so I'm just going to show you all those. And those were also stitching goals, some of them. But I'm just going to show you the March ones were Rascal Raccoon. Bring my little piece out here. I'm showing you on my piece, on my Merry Christmas piece that I got from Belk's for $7 at, you know, when they have the Christmas sales. And I'm just going to slap them on here. I'm not going to fuss with them a whole lot. But that's Rascal Raccoon. I think he's so cute with his hand in the cookie jar. This was one of the first ones I finished. May have been Odette Owl. It was either Odette Owl or this one. But this one I had stitched. I just needed to finish it. And I noticed something when I rewatched my Flosstube video, that on Hamilton Horse, that I had not put Ugliest Sweater in the trophy. And of course, that's what he won for, the Ugliest Sweater. So I took it off. I had it mounted and finished and everything, but I took it back off and just stitched that and then re-glued it. The Rascal Raccoon, I'm starting to lace them because I think my points are better when I lace. So this one's glued though, and he looks fine. But you know, if you ever want to try lacing, try it on something small. It doesn't take much time, and it's more forgiving. It truly is. Like, you can wiggle it around more when you're lacing. So Rascal Raccoon, and then I wanted to show you Ethan Elephant finished on there. I think I showed you him stitched but not finished. And then in April I needed to do Sheila Sheep, finish her. That's her finished. And once again, I'm lacing, so I can change them out. Sheila Sheep and Pierre Penguin, and here I did something creative. Not real creative, just a little bit. I wanted to change the martini glasses to Cokes, which are, you know, not that great for you either. But I changed them to Coke bottles because of my grandchildren. I'm making a big deal out of this. I want them to change the days. If they're over here, I want them to change the days. And he's number 7. And I chose to leave off the back stitching of the eyebrows. I just liked it better without it. So that's what I did for Pierre Penguin. And that was an April finish. And then in May, I did Cassie Cow, stitched and finished Cassie Cow. And I do see I have some threads hanging that I'll need to make sure are trimmed off before I come on here. Laced, finished. And I used crochet thread to do this because this is stiff Monaco. It could handle the tug, you know. So you know, otherwise use button or upholstery thread. I think Vanna uses upholstery, and I did use Vanna's tutorial where she travels a little bit to keep the tension from one particular spot, and I really found that helpful. And then Pearly Pig was a May stitching and finishing goal. So And I love these. I love her little expression, and you know how she's standing there, so cute. She's definitely a girly girl. So I love these things. Okay, so I did some extra finishing in May. I finished Prairie Schooler April. Okay, and I had this stitched, and I bought this at Walmart, this little board, and I put just a little piece of lace. I experimented with all kinds of bows and things like that, and I just love this piece of lace so much. And I know it's the same color, but I kind of like that it's not out there, you know. And so the backing fabric, I used 2 boards, and I made them, you know, kind of close in, you know. I think it's 1/4 inch around the stitched border, and then another 1/4 inch, and then another 1/4 inch. But I used a pink fabric and a brown fabric. This matches, I think it's 3371 in that. And this pink was a brighter pink, and I tea dyed it, and I feel like it turned out pretty good. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's pretty good. So I thought it blended more with these flowers. This is a slightly different color than the house, but you know, I thought it was a little bit brighter. I love this, and I'm gonna do all of them. I started Prairie Schooler the October one like this, that I plan on, you know, changing these out, mounting them to the same board, and I'm not going to worry about doing it up. And it has a hanger, but I'm not going to hang it. I'm going to put it in an easel and on my stand. It's not that big, you know. It's not tiny, but it's not that big either. But I'm going to avoid series, like I said. So anyway, but that was an extra one, an extra finish. I don't believe I showed you. This is not an extra one. This was one that I should have finished in April, but I finished it in May, and it's the May year celebration. And I'm only showing you my finishing goals that I completed. I have some more to do that I need to catch up on. A couple of these, and also Prairie Schooler Santas that I have stitched in previous years. So anyway, that's May. I just did a simple ribbon with a little piece of lace on it, and I love this fabric, this backing fabric, for, you know, for the, it's got purple and the oranges in it and the greens. I mean, it really is good for this. And I think I used it in my April finish too. It's just the perfect fabric. Okay, another finishing goal I had, a little extra that I threw in there in May, were these pansies that I had stitched out of the, I think I showed the stitching in my last video, but here's my finish. I used, you know, just a purple fabric from Walmart, and I ruched the ribbon, and I watched several tutorials. I watched Misty Purcell's, and I watched Vanna's, and I found them both helpful. I did not do double ruching. I was going to, but this is grosgrain ribbon, so I think it's too thick to do the double. You know, like 2 colors. I was going to use the yellow too, but I thought, nah, my first time ruching, I'm going to stick with the one color. I think it's cute. Okay, the next one I want to show you is a pillow from Primrose Cottage Stitches. I showed you the stitching last time, but this is my little finish. Just plain pillow. And I did split open the back, and this fell off, but I used pink buttons and a piece of ribbon to cover up the opening, and I you know, put green floss here. I used the same green that was in the stems for that. So that's my Hello Spring. And the next finish I have is that I had stitched this a while back. It came out of a Leisure Arts leaflet, and I loved it. So I like the little deer and the snowman hugging the deer and all the back stitching, and I just loved it. So I finished this in a little pillow all the way around. And there's my back. That's my fabric. That's my extra finishing. Now comes haul, just a little bit of haul, and what I'm grateful for. So let me just start with what I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for videos that crack me up, and one of them is like I'll be looking around and these sign videos, restaurants. Oh, I'm so glad the sun went behind a cloud. But signs, funny signs. There's this restaurant. It must be out west somewhere, you know, but they are consistently funny. And one of them that I loved was, you think you can hurt my feelings? I held the flashlight for my dad. And I just thought that was hilarious. My husband didn't get it. He must have never held the flashlight for his dad. Because I thought it was hilarious. Anyway, so I'm grateful for funny signs. And so let me show you my haul. Another thing that I'm so grateful for is that my little shop, and it's about 30 minutes away, but it's toward my daughter's house in Clarksville. And she had a little quilt shop, and she had some patterns in DMC thread, and I had a commenter say, have you been to the Tudor Rose? That's the name of the shop lately. And it's like, no, I haven't, but I need to, because I totally want to support her. And I went in there, and I don't know if I just had more time to look around or what, but she had full set of Weeks Dye Works floss, and she had a lot of patterns that she had kitted up for a festival that was fixing to take place. And she, you know, and she just is the most elegant person. Her taste is very elegant. Her displays are very elegant. It's a tiny little shop, but she will get anything you need or want. She pays attention to you when you walk in. She's not all over you, but she is very helpful. And I'm so grateful for that shop. I plan to order, like most of my things from her now that I know she can get things that I want. I'm gonna definitely support that shop. And she's the nicest lady, so I just wanted to shout out that shop. And like any of my North Georgia friends who are watching this video, y'all check out the Tudor Rose on Washington Street in Clarksville, Georgia. Just the cutest little shop, and she can get you in, almost anything you want. So let me show you what I got. I didn't spend a ton of money, but I recently had a birthday, and my husband gifted me with a gift card from her. I was like going, I just spent some money there. And but it just made him feel like, well, I did the right thing because I got you a gift card from there. So there's her card. I want to show you. And she has stitch-ins. She's open Tuesday through Saturday from 10 to 5:30. And she has sewing afternoons, like different stitching, not necessarily cross stitching, but some there are some stitchers that I think Wednesday and Thursday at 1. That probably is not going to work for me very often, but I will definitely, keep that in mind. But that's the name of the shop. Love it. Love that shop. So I got What Remains by Blackbird Design, and she's kitting it up for me. I got some of the threads, and she's ordering me, I think straw linen is what is called for. 35 count straw by Weeks Dye Works, and she's ordering that for me. And it uses Classic Colorworks, Gentle Arts, and Weeks. And I think we're going to convert the Classic Colorworks because I don't think she can get those, but she can get the Weeks and the Gentle Arts. So we're converting some things. But these are the Weeks that I have. And for the blues, I'm just going to use the DMC 927 and 928. Beautiful blues. And these Weeks are Oscar. I don't know how to say that one. But the variegation in this is unbelievably beautiful. It's a goldish color. And then baked apple. Everybody loves baked apple. And tarragon. And then she's got a couple more, but I don't remember what they are that she's ordering for me. So I'm editing this a little bit because I got tongue-tied, but she had some 25 count bone Lugana that matched or was closer to my grandchildren's stockings, and she had enough for 2 pieces. 2 more stockings. So I got that from her, and I got a little, as I was walking out the door, she has a lot of cute stuff, but it's the little bee kit, and it has everything in it. You know, I want to do that. It's just a little stitching. The felt is in there. I'm not going to open it up, but everything's in there. Everything you need to complete your project, including high quality materials, detailed instructions, full-scale templates, a stitch guide, DMC embroidery threads, and a needle. All you need is a pair of scissors. So, and I thought these were adorable. So I got that little kit from her. She has a lot of kits because she knows people who come to her shop want to grab it and go and don't want to, you know, necessarily think about picking out everything. So, and then I want to show you some thrift store haul that I got. I got a bag of DMC for $3. You know, I haven't even looked at what else in there. I just knew 5 skeins and it's paid for itself. So, and there's way more than 5 skeins in here. So I thought, yeah, okay, I'll get that because I can definitely use it. And I got this, and I debated about this, but I like to chalk paint and finish stuff, but I even like it the way it is. It's a cake stand, but it's very ornate, and I like that. I mean, I like the ornate thing. You could put some stitching on it, display it, you know, give some height to your displays. That was $5, and it's heavy. I mean, it's nice. So, you know, and everything has gone up, even at the thrift stores. Like, the bargains are hard to come by, but I was happy to pay $5 for that cake stand because I think it's gorgeous. Well, I'm gonna let y'all go, get back to your stitching. I hope the video is not too choppy. I didn't want to hear y'all to hear my fumbling around in bags and stuff, so I just stopped and started a lot. I hope I made sense. We'll see when I edit it how fluid it is. But I wanted to film outside. Last year at this time, we cut down pine trees all over the place. I mean, it was over 30 pine trees we had, and a huge magnolia. And, excuse me, now we have grass. And Laura petalin and some daylilies that have buds on them that are going to bloom. And I don't think they're the yellow ones. I think there may be some yellow ones in there, but I also think they're, you know, like stripy, real variety, a lot of variety. I mean, the landscaper put those in. So, and he brought in rocks because we have a very sloped yard, and so we have lots of banks. And he put pine straw. We have lawn now, so I'm delighted about that, but he put pine straw and he brought in big rocks, and I have some focal points with grasses and Laura petalin and daylilies, and I'm messing around in the beds too. We planted some coreopsis, I think that's what you call it, and some dianthus, and you know, some perennials. Anyway, some yarrow down in our bed next to the road, like we have banks of pine straw. It's going to take us a while to fill it up, but I think we'll be all right if we use perennials and don't have to, you know, if we can keep the perennials alive, we're doing good. So anyway, enough rambling. I'll let y'all get back to your day, and thank you for visiting with me, and I'm grateful for you, and I'm grateful that we have a hobby that keeps our mind on happier things. I'll talk to you later. Bye, y'all.